endless ideas. You know, do like maybe the first season in America, then go overseas, go to Asia. You know, ride little, dirt bikes through Vietnam. I want to do whatever. You know, I want to go to Cuba, Australia. I'd love to go to Australia. Yeah, all of that. Yeah, all of it. But I don't know where we're going next. We're all just sort of coming up with the ideas right now. It's a brand new thing, and yeah, wherever we go, it'll be fun.
Have you had people worried that somehow this show means something's happening to you on Walking Dead? I've heard that.
You know, I did a movie with Kirkman right after last season, and it was literally like we had 2 days left of filming, and I get a message from Robert going, "Hey buddy, can you call me?" And I was like, "Oh God, here we go." Yeah, I'll be burning stuff to the ground, trust me. But it wasn't that, obviously. But you know.
Yeah, I don't want to ask what's going to happen.
I don't know. Maybe.
No. Okay.
But no.
Over here.
Thank you for being here, Norman.
Thank you for having me. Happy Halloween.
I'm Whitney from Alexandria, Virginia, and my question for you is, what are the most rewarding and challenging aspects of portraying Daryl?
What's the
Most rewarding or challenging aspects of portraying Daryl?
What's the most challenging aspects of portraying Daryl?
And rewarding.
And rewarding. Wow. I mean, kind of like I was saying a second ago, that keeping that. I mean, he's like one of those guys that. I mean, he's super brave, but certain things will break him. Like you can mention family, and he'll just go bleh. You know, he wants to belong so bad. I've always said he's kind of like a wild dog or something. Like if you go to pet him, he'll snap at you, but if you can feed him and bring him someplace out of the rain, he'll just follow you forever. But but he's still like, if you take a newspaper and you're like this, he's gonna cower and then he'll bite your face off. But it's kind of keeping that balance of somebody that's damaged, because those things are interesting, and keeping those characteristics of this guy, but also having him man up. If he didn't have those other things, he would just be this guy. So keeping him complicated has been the most challenging. The most rewarding, I don't know, it'd have to be the job itself, and it'd have to be working with these people. And I'd only really done movies before this, and you have 1 to 6 months to make a character. You have 6 years to make a character. That's kind of a blessing. I mean, you can do a lot all the time, and you can plant these little seeds behind you and they turn into trees and forests, and it's a whole different thing. So the time and the people I work with has been the most rewarding.
Do you enjoy the fact that your character is not from the comic books? Because if it were, would you be tempted to read ahead and learn? Do you like that it's always new and surprising?
I like that I'm my own thing, I mean, I like all the characters in the book as well, but yeah, I like having my view be wide open.
One of the coolest scenes recently was when Daryl took the chain and whipped off the zombie's head.
That was pretty badass. Yeah.
Do you watch that? You watch all of it afterwards, huh? How is it like to see the finished product?
I think I rewinded that like 50 times. That was so cool. Yeah, that was one of my favorite kills for sure.
What's it like to film it?
Filming it, the chain's this long, and hopefully I'm lining the chain up with their heads. It was cool. I mean, that whole episode was so chaotic because you're running this way, things are coming at you, you're jumping on the ground, you're rolling under semi trucks, and you're popping up, and you're swinging a train, and you're going under a semi truck, and you're probably like this, and it was freezing. So like your knuckles are bloodied, your elbows are bruised, and it's very uncomfortable. But it looked super badass, I have to say. Yeah.
Do you have a preference for those kind of action shots? Yeah, give it up for that scene, man.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, You know, in all fairness, a lot of that was Victor, our special effects guy, making that dope. I gotta say, you know. So.
It's looking better and better, that stuff all the time. The CGI.
Yeah. This year's crazy. Yeah, I mean that you know, last week's episode, the special effects and the cinematography and the drama of that was just at an all-time high. That was so intense.
We're not allowed to talk about it.
Yeah, we're not allowed to talk about that. I'm just saying it looked really cool.
I'm just kidding. So, do you have a preference over those like action-heavy scenes where you're crawling under stuff and everything?
Well, I mean, I kind of like them all differently for different reasons. You know, I really like the one-on-one stuff with Rick and Daryl, because they sit down and they're two dudes and it's like a family and it's like, this is it, you know. And the action stuff too is I mean, I remember like I think it was season 3, I had a run and a jump and a boom on the head, and that was Mike Satrazimus, that was our camera guy. He goes, I got an idea. Like you're gonna Air Jordan through the air, and boom. And I was like, really? I was like, wow, can I jump that high? Let's see. And that's one of my favorite kills as well. But that's, you know, that's how close that crew is. You know, I can look at Deej, our focus puller, and he'll be like, yeah, like, you know, I can tell in his face if that was a good scene or a good shot or a good moment. But I mean, I have that with just about everybody on it, which we all do. So
cool.
I like them both.
That's super cool. Over here, right?
Just where we're going next. Or we're over here.
Okay. Hi, my name's Lainey, and I come from in Canton, Georgia. And first off, my mom, she really likes you a lot. She has an obsession over you. She can't go a week without
That's so
talking
annoying. I'm
about
so sorry.
But okay. So my question is, what do you Mingus like to do whenever you're in town?
Wow.
This is going to be the last question.
You know, he's seen me go through the show since the beginning, and
For us, not for the past.
it's interesting watching him because, like, you know, I went through his closet recently, and I'm like, what can I get rid of? Like, you have too much junk. Like, can I get rid of? Can I downsize your closet? And he made a big pile of Daryl Dixon shirts. I'm like, what? I'm like, you're grounded right now. You know, and he's kind of like, you know, I'm my own dude now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, he's old enough to like be his own dude, and he's cooler than me and smarter than me and funnier than me, and you know, so it's funny too because he's like, I don't know. He had one of his friends. I was driving them to school, and I think it was like One Direction or one of those bands were on the radio or something, and we almost get to the school, and his friend goes, yeah, One Direction is like the Led Zeppelin of our generation. And I stopped the car and I went, get out. You're walking the rest of the school. You know, and he'll go, you know, he'll watch an episode and he'll go, you know what you guys did wrong? I'll tell you what you did wrong. You should have done this and this and that. And, you know, like he critiques it. And, you know, Greg Nicotero was in my apartment in New York, and we were watching one of the episodes, and then when he left, Mingus was like, I want to do what Greg does. Like, he wants to be Greg now. So, which is quite a compliment. Yeah, I mean, we do lots of fun things. We used to get on my roof and